Good morning. So today I want to help your teammates out, your family out, your church group out, your friend and peer group out, and give you the framework to evaluate on whether you are a good leader or not. So here are 5 ways to know that you're not an actual leader, or let's just say a good one at that. Here's number 1. You have all the answers. You see, leadership isn't about showing how much you know. In fact, I'd argue that's the fastest way to create a culture where people are putting each other down in order to make themselves feel taller. It is only when the leader openly admits to not knowing something, to having made a mistake, that gives permission to everyone else to be candid and to take responsibility for their actions, rather than talk from their rear end, which happens most of the time, and then spend most of their time trying to cover their rear ends or their tracks. You see, leadership is about taking accountability, not showing your dominance over others. Here's number 2, saying that you're the leader. If you have to tell people, remind people that you're the leader or the decider or the Fuhrer, then you definitely are not. Nobody follows a leader who has to remind others of their high order role. It is the same thing as parenting. No child respects their parents when they have to reinforce the rules with the phrase, "Because I'm the parent, that's why." That's when the child starts secretly plotting their rebellious revenge. The moment you say, "Do what I tell you because I'm your director or I'm the owner or the CEO," you may win the battle in the moment, but you've just lost the war. You have just incited a spiritual and emotional mutiny. Fight or flight is all they have on their mind now. In other words, revenge or abandonment. As Dwight D. Eisenhower said, you do not lead by hitting people over the head. That's assault, not leadership. Here's number 3. You talk too much. When you're trying to prove what a leader you are, you talk a lot. And the only thing that you're saying is, "I'm not a leader." Study any true leader, and what you will find is someone who is far more willing to listen than they are to spout off all the things that they supposedly know. Real leaders know the value in seeking to understand before demanding to be understood. As Richard Branson puts it, being a good listener is absolutely critical to being a good leader. Branson leads with his notepad. He's incessantly asking questions, writes down the answers that he gets right in front of them, then figures out how to get those suggestions done. He assigns the action items and then lets the person know when it has been accomplished. You see, that's leadership. Here's number 4. When you speak, it is from your opinion, not data, actual results, or experience. Anyone can read a few articles and sound like an expert. Anyone can listen to a few podcasts and then call themselves a master of their domain. Those aren't leaders or experts. Those are called charlatans. Unfortunately, the web and social media platforms are clogged with instant gurus and self-proclaimed experts and quote-unquote life coaches. One day, a minimum wage earner or college graduate. The next day, they're a life coach or a leader. A real, genuine, grade A expert and leader speak only from their experience. Their experience, having been there and done that themselves. That which they are now instructing someone else to do. If you haven't done it yourself at an extraordinary level, well then, why should we follow your lead? If I'm gonna follow you into battle, I wanna know that you've had bullets flying over your head before, that you've been where you're taking me, that you already know the danger spots, and you know the safest, fastest, most probable route to success. Otherwise, no thanks. As Jesus said, if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall in the ditch. And here's number 5. You act omnipotent. You are the center point for all things, which really means you're the bottleneck or the dam blocking flow, momentum, and progress for your team. The moment you are caught in a reactionary cycle where everyone is looking for you for direction, you have failed. Your machine isn't working on its own, and it's too dependent upon your direct involvement all the time. You have become the constraint. Instead, it's on you to create systems and processes that allow for others to become self-sustainable. The more your organization can do without you, the better leader you are. Look, I know so many people want to be seen as leaders in their industry, but you don't earn it by banging on a pulpit, pontificating, or regurgitating advice that you read on Instagram. You can't just retweet or email motivational quotes and deem yourself a leader. You can't just hire a PR agent to design a nifty website with your smiling face and badges of credibility and puffery on it. No amount of gloss will make up for your actual lack of experience and expertise. As Vince Lombardi said, leaders aren't born or packaged by PR, they are made. They are made just like anything else through hard work. And that's the price we all have to pay to achieve any end goal. And unfortunately, leadership cannot really be taught. It can only be earned. Earned through the demonstration and example of your own execution and extraordinary results. And earning anything takes time. And few will actually do what it takes consistently and long enough to actually earn the title of leader. Which is why there are so few great leaders in the world. And now you know what it takes. Begin earning it today. The world does need more actual, legit leaders. So we're counting on you. Don't leave us hanging.